yellow, which will give me the shadow part, or you can see inside the rose has some shading inside. That makes it quite pretty. So just going to put a bit of shadow in there. The shadow color, you could use a dark color if you wanted to. The top part of the rose is quite small. And then there's a lot of dark leaves under it, which you can add some dark colors in there too. Now for the purple part, I'm going to use pink. I have a bright pink color, and I'm going to add black. So pink and black together can make a nice purple. If you don't have a purple, you can use a different dark color though. And thinking about the leaves on the side here, these leaves, how to make them, they're quite pretty leaves. They're quite dark. They make a pretty pattern too, I think. And on the other side, there's some darker leaves as well. Which make an interesting shape. Coming off the paper.
Yeah, 黑色的，就是黑色、紫色，这是黑色。
Yeah, you could use black or brown. I mean, any dark color doesn't really matter. And that makes the rose stand out more when you have the dark colors around it, right? It becomes more pretty. Okay, I'm going to put a bit of shading into the vase so you can see it's a round object. I'm going to add a little bit of water to my brush. Don't forget to add water, because if your brush gets too dry, the line will not look as beautiful.
Wow.
And then I'm gonna clean my brush to use the lighter color, and then I'm gonna use a bit of white. Now the white is going to really highlight anything that's quite bright. So I'm gonna highlight that rose more, so the rose really pops out. And highlight, you can see the corner of the rose here. It's very bright. Where is it? Here, this part. Looks a bit like a triangle. So you can try to highlight that part and give it those brighter parts of the color. That way, that will stand out more. And remember, the rose really has sharp edges. They're not round. They're almost like little triangles. So you can put a few little triangles in there to get that correct shape. Also, you can use the white to add in some color for the leaves on the lighter part of the leaves. And I'm just going to add a bit more shading onto my base on the side where it's a bit lighter. I'm going to add a little bit of a darker yellow. So for the darker yellow, I'm going to use the yellow and add a little bit of pink. There'll be a bit of a darker yellow then. And I'm going to put that where it's a bit darker on the rose to get a bit more of the shadow. And you can sort of shade the rose a little bit more. And then you're going to just add some different colors inside to make it interesting. You know, a little bit of light color, darker color, whatever you want to, really. I'm just going to add some green here. And I'm just going to add a few more leaves out here. And I think it needs, mine probably needs a little bit of black. If you look at the underside here, this part, it's very dark. And the shape is quite pretty, it kind of goes down like a half circle there. So you can try to get that kind of shape. It's quite dark in some parts, so you can maybe add in some black. And you know, the end part is sort of has some leaves sticking out, so you can put some in the outside part. I'm going to put a bit of black in the vase just to get more shape to the vase. So it's got, looks like there's more depth. And I'm going to add some black in the middle here. And don't worry, it doesn't have to be exactly the same, you know, you can add something different. I'm just going to add a bit more of the darker colors in there. And remember, you can go off the page. That will make the composition look more interesting. So you can make sure it goes off the page. You don't finish on the page, it will finish in a different spot there. How are you going? Does anybody want to show me? If you're not finished, it's okay?
Okay.
All right, Tina?
I think a little bit ugly.
Oh, that's nice. Yes. Oh, no, that's beautiful. It's not ugly at all. Yes. So I think, Tracy, you've got a really good composition there. It's really nice. You use markers, but the composition is perfect. I think even if you wanted to next time add some paint, that would be really pretty. Tina, you have a really nice color. I like the paint. It's good. And you've got a nice composition. Yeah, it's a little different as well. And that's another one. Did you do two?
Winnie's.
Oh, Winnie's, great. Good job, Winnie.
She just made a quick one.
Yeah, that's okay. This is more abstract style. I like it. And Poya, do you want to show us how you're going?
我雅的音最好看。
Ooh, it's beautiful.
Can we see
Yeah.
it?
Really nice. Okay, everybody hold up their painting the same time. Let's all hold up the same time, okay?
Hold on the painting at the same time.
Ah,
Wow.
wow.
Cool.